Good morning students. Welcome to the online classes of Training Memorial Senior Secondary School. Today we are going to start the second section of our first unit for English reader book for class 7. The name of the section is A Hero. We'll go through the chapter, read the chapter and we'll complete the chapter with the exercise. Okay. So let's start this chapter. This chapter is written by R.K. Narayanan, one of the most respected authors in our country. Okay. Let us start the chapter now. For Swaminathan, events took an unexpected turn. Father looked over the newspaper he was reading under the hall lamp and said, Swami, listen to this. News today is of the bravery of a village lad who, while returning home by the jungle path, came face to face with a tiger. The paragraph described the fight the boy had with the tiger and how he climbed up a tree where he stayed for half a day till some people came that way and killed the tiger. So in the first paragraph, we get to know that there is a boy Swami and his father is sitting on a chair and reading the newspaper. The newspaper had the news that about the bravery of a boy who came face to face with a tiger. That is, had a fight with tiger, and how he showed bravery, fought up with tiger and climbed up the tree till the villagers came and killed the tiger to save the child. Swaminathan remarked, I think he must have been a very strong and grown-up person, not at all a boy. How could a boy fight a tiger? Now Swaminathan says it's impossible for a boy to fight a tiger. He must be a tall person, a grown-up person or a strong one. Now father says, you think you are wiser than the newspaper? A man may have the strength of an elephant and yet be a coward, whereas another may have the strength of a straw. But if he has courage, he can do anything. Courage is everything, strength and age are not important. Now father says, you think you know more than a newspaper, huh? It's not important whether you got the power or not. It all depends upon the courage that you got. Okay, courage, if you got courage, you got everything. Strength and age are not important. Now Swami disputed this theory. He says, how can it be, father? Suppose I have all the courage. What can I do if a tiger should attack me? Now Swami again says, what if I have courage, but still, because I am a child, what will I do if a tiger is there? Leave alone strength. Can you prove you have courage? Father says, can you prove that you got courage? Let me see if you can sleep alone tonight in my office room. He challenges his son Swami. A frightful proposition. Swaminathan thought that it's much frightful thing. He always slept beside his granny. Granny is his grandmother. And any change in this arrangement kept him trembling and awake all night. He was used to sleep with his grandmother, and if there was any change in this, he was not able to sleep the whole night. He hoped at first that his father was only joking. He mumbled weakly, from the first of the next month I'll sleep. Okay, because he did not want to sleep in the office room all alone. No, you must do it now. It is disgraceful sleeping beside your mother like a baby. You are in second standard and I don't at all like the way you are being brought up, he said, and looked at his wife who was rocking the cradle. Now he says, no, you must do it now. It is disgraceful as you sleep with your grandmother. You are a grown-up child and I don't like that you are in second standard, still you are afraid of such things. Okay, you need to do it right now. Why do you look at me while you say it? Now, the mother asked that why are you looking at me while you are spoiling your son? Swaminathan's father said gloomily, gazing at the newspaper on his lap. Swaminathan rose silently and tiptoed away to his bed in the passage. Now Swaminathan's father again started gazing at the newspaper. Swaminathan silently tiptoed away to his bed from the passage. Presently, father came and stood over him. Swami, get up, he said. He looked like an apparition in the semi-darkness of the passage. Swaminathan stood and groaned as if in sleep. Father said, get up, Swami. Now father came to Swami and said, Swaminathan, get up. Swaminathan was acting like he was in sleep mode. But his father again said, "Get up, Swami." Now Granny pleaded, "Why do you disturb him? Please let him sleep." "Get up, Swami," he said for the third time, and Swaminathan got up. He had to get up. "Come with me." Swaminathan looked at his granny, hesitated for a moment, and followed his father because his father was asking him to sleep in the office alone. On the way, he threw a look of appeal at his mother, and she said, "Why do you take him to the office room? He can sleep in the hall, I think." Now, when he was going with his father, he looked towards his mother for help, and his mother said, "Why are you taking him to the office? He can sleep in the hall." "I don't think so," father said, and Swaminathan slunk behind him and bowed head. Now, father denied that this is not going to happen. "Let me sleep in the hall, father," he pleaded. "Your office room is very dusty and there may be scorpions behind your law books." Now, Swaminathan pleaded to his father, "Let me sleep in the hall. Your office is very dusty. There may be scorpions behind the books." Now, father says, "There are no scorpions, little fellow. Sleep on the bench if you like, but in the office itself. Can I have a lamp burning in the room? No, you must learn not to be afraid of darkness too. It is only a question of habit. You must cultivate good habits." Okay, he says that no, you will sleep in darkness so that you get used to such darkness. Okay. "Will you at least leave the door open?" Now he pleads at least for the door to remain open. "All right, but promise me you will not go to your granny's side at night. If you do it, mind you, I'll make you the laughing stock of your school." Now father says, "All right, the door will be open, but don't dare to go to your grandmother during the night. If you do this, I will make a mockery of you at school. Your friends, students in the school will make fun of you." Okay. Swaminathan felt cut off from humanity. He was pained and angry. He hated the newspaper for printing the tiger story. Now Swaminathan was not happy. He was very sad. He cursed the newspaper for printing that bravery story of the boy and the tiger. He wished that the tiger had spared the boy who didn't appear to be a boy after all but a monster. Now that boy was looking like a monster for Swaminathan, as because of that story of the boy, he had to sleep all alone at night in the office room of his father, and that too in darkness. As the night advanced and the silence in the house deepened, his heart beat faster. Okay, now he started frightening from the darkness. He remembered all the stories of devils and ghosts he had heard in his life. He was faint with fear. A ray of light from the street lamp strayed in and cast shadows on the wall. Through the stillness, all kinds of noises reached his ears: the ticking of the clock, the rustle of the trees, the sound of snoring, and some vague night insects humming. Swaminathan hurriedly got up and lay down under the bench. It seemed to be a much safer place, more compact and reassuring. Now, telling to you till this reassuring part on. Swaminathan was very afraid. It was already dark and he was sleeping on the bench. But due to the thunders, due to the insect humming sounds, due to the different sounds he got, he came down from the bench and laid under the bench. He thought this is much safer place. There was a ray of light from street. Okay, street lights were there, so he got some light from there. Now, he shut his eyes tight and unknown to himself fell asleep. Now he didn't know when he fell asleep. The tiger was chasing him in his dreams, obviously. His feet stuck to the ground. He desperately tried to escape, but his feet would not move. The tiger was at his back and he could hear its claws scratch the ground. Scratch, scratch, and then a slight thud. Swaminathan tried to open his eyes, but his eyelids would not open and the nightmare continued. It threatened to continue forever. Swaminathan groaned in despair. Now in his dreams he saw that the tiger is chasing him and his feet struck on the ground. He was unable to get off from tiger and he could hear the tiger scratching the ground, the sound of scratching, scratch, scratch. Okay, he tried to open his eyes, but he could not open the eyes. Okay, With desperate effort, he opened his eyes, he put his hand out to feel his granny's presence at his side, as was his habit, but he only touched the wooden leg of the bench. His lonely state came back to him. He thought that he is sleeping with his granny, so he tried to check out his granny, but he found that there was no granny. It was only the wooden leg of the bench. So he got to remember that he was sleeping alone. Okay. He sweated with fright. Now he was more frightened. Now what was this rustling? Something was moving. Now he got some rustling sound. Something moved. His end had come. He thought that he will die now. He realized that the devil would presently pull him out and tear him, and so why should he wait? He thought that devil is going to kill him, so why should he wait? As it came nearer, he hugged it with all the might, all the power he had, and used his teeth on it like a mortal weapon. Okay, Swaminathan used the teeth to cut down the monster because he knew that he is going to die. So he did this. Ayo! Something has bitten me. Went forth an agonished thundering cry, and was followed by a heavy tumbling and toiling amidst furniture. Now there was a voice. Ayo, something has bitten me. Someone said that something bitten him. Now he got the tumbling sounds, falling sound. In a moment, father and cook and the helper came in carrying lights. All of them fell on the burglar who lay amidst the furniture with a bleeding ankle. They all caught a burglar who had a bleeding ankle. Bleeding because Swaminathan used his teeth. Congratulations were showered on Swaminathan the next day. His classmates looked at him with respect, and his teacher patted his back. The headmaster said that he was a true hero. Swaminathan had bitten into the flesh of one of the most notorious housebreakers of the district, and the police were grateful to him for it. Now everybody respected him, whether it was the other persons, the classmates, even the headmaster patted him on back. The police was also grateful for him, as the burglar was one of the notorious housebreakers in the city that time. The inspector said, "Why don't you join the police force when you grow up?" Swaminathan said, "For the sake of politeness, certainly." Means, okay, I'll think about it. Though he had quite made up his mind to be a bus conductor or engine driver or a railway guard. But for the sake of the police asking him, he said, "Okay, I'll think about it." When he returned home from the club that night, father asked, "Where's the boy?" "He's asleep." "Where is he sleeping?" "In his usual place." Mother said casually, "He went to bed at 7:30. Sleeping beside his granny again?" Father said, "No wonder he wanted to be asleep before I arrived, before I could return home. Clever boy." Mother lost her temper. "You let him sleep where he likes. You need not risk his life again. Do you understand?" Now mother was angry. Okay. Father mumbled as he went into change. "All right, mollycoddle as much as you like. That is, shower your love as much as you like all the mothers do. Only don't blame me afterwards." Swaminathan, following the whole conversation from under the blanket, felt tremendously relieved at his father was giving up on him. So Swaminathan was not asleep that time. He heard the talks between his mother and father, but he was relieved that his father has given on him. So that was the story written by Arkinine from your book English Reader. Let's move on to the question answers now. What was Swami's father reading about in the newspaper? Swami's father was reading in the newspaper about a brave boy who, while returning home by the jungle path, faced the tiger, the fight between them, and how the boy climbed up the tree and remained there for half day until some people came and killed the tiger. What was the frightful proposition made by Swaminathan's father? Swaminathan's father proposed him to sleep alone in his office room to prove that Swaminathan had courage. What happened in Swami's sleep? Describe what he experienced in detail. Swaminathan saw a dream that a dreadful tiger was chasing him. He felt like his feet were stuck in the ground. The tiger was behind him, and he heard the claws scratching the ground in his dreams. He was unable to open his eyelids, and his nightmare continued. But in actual, there was a thief in the house, and Swami, thinking that it is a devil, caught him and used his teeth as a weapon on the thief's leg. Now think and answer. Why did Swaminathan feel cut off from humanity? Because his father forcefully asked him to sleep alone in the office, and that too with all the lights off. He also threatened Swami to make mockery of him if Swami fails to do so. B part. Why did Swaminathan feel that the boy who fought the tiger was not a boy but a monster? Because the boy fought with the tiger and his bravery was all over the newspaper, due to which Swaminathan's father asked Swami to sleep alone in the office. What was the reason behind outburst of Swaminathan's mother? Because Swaminathan's father was not happy with the way Swaminathan was brought up. Did Swami overcome his fear finally? No, he did not overcome his fears. Like Swaminathan, do you have any fears? Write about them. So this last question is for you. You need to write it in your own words. Okay, we have read the chapter, completed the exercise. Thank you, students. Before leaving, like the video, subscribe to our channel, share the video. Thank you and have a nice day.